Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. Yes, I'm back from my 3 days away. We went to a wedding, lovely wine estate in the Western Cape, a fabulous event. Back here, back at the tarot table, and of course, while I was away, another Instagram story appeared. Meghan really pushing her not cooking show now, and this time it featured Lilibet and Serena Williams and a board game, a children's board game called Candyland. And it looked very much as if Meghan was using the opportunity to merch that board game using her child. And apparently, rumor has it that Serena Williams has some kind of investment, something going on with the actual board game or the film rights or something like that. I couldn't get to the bottom of it. It seems to be rumored, speculated more than proven as far as I can tell. So we're going to put the allegedly sign on, big flashing lights, allegedly everything, allegedly. We have the Housewives Tarot on the tarot table for this one. We're going to be looking at Serena Williams and the relationship with Meghan Markle. And the merching thing, we're going to be looking at all of that, but we're also going to be looking at the impact on the security issue, because up until now, we've heard that Harry and Meghan are frantic with worry about their children. We heard the story about Archie and how they wanted an armed bodyguard at the door of his class at kindergarten. We've heard about Harry having that security moment at the Invictus Games and having to be whisked away. And we've heard Meghan getting certain forms of threats, very sinister ones as a result of the disaster tourism, and we've heard about their ongoing fears about Kid, and then I'm going to say napping for Archie and Lilibet, and that's why we don't see their faces. They want them to be kept anonymous, hidden, mystery children, so no one can recognize them when they're out and about. But now we are seeing them more and more visibly on Instagram. So none of that really stacks up. What is that all about, really? So Housewives Tarot, we're going to look at Serena Williams first. Then we're going to look at the theory that Meghan is testing the marketability of her children. There was the Archie video when he was watering the garden, and that went a bit south because, you know, everyone was expressing concern about Archie. And now we get the Lilibet one with the board games. We're going to ask if she's really testing the value of her children. That's a dark theory that some people are espousing. So we're going to test the energy of that theory. We're going to ask about the security issue. What about that? And how real are the security risks around those children? And then outcome. Impact on that old security case, which is coming up in the UK. If Meghan's going to be merching the kids on Instagram, or using the kids to merch product on Instagram and to push her not cooking show. And how's the merching going to go with Serena and this board game? It's quite a lot packed into it. Not very long reading, but it caused a lot of questions to arise in my brain seeing this Instagram story. Okay, there we go. We got the energy. Cards are a bit sluggish because I have been away from them for a couple of days. That's how it goes. One of them went flying over there. We'll put it in. I'll get to the reading, and let's remind you, very important, it is just tarot for fun and entertainment. All my opinion, all speculation, and there is a disclaimer, of course, in the box below, and the camera is a little bit crooked, but never mind that. Let's see what's going on with this latest attempt to promote Meghan Markle's not cooking show. We have the Five of Wands in reverse as I'll show it to you, our underlying energy conflict card. It is very competitive, very ambitious, really pushing forward relentlessly, can be over aggressive in the way in a way of self-promotion, that card, when it's in reverse. As I said, crooked camera. Let's see if we can straighten camera a little bit. There we go. And that's it, the self-promotion, this pushing, this trying to merge things relentlessly with that Five of Wands. Possibly someone lost out in some sort of battle along the way. I would say Harry lost out in this, even though he's not technically in this reading. His concerns about security, about showing the kids on social media, seem to have been swept aside with that feather duster. Woof. Gone you are. There she is with her, well, it's a blender. She took the blender from Trevor, didn't she, as part of her divorce settlement when she mailed the keys back, kept the blender. So there she is, throwing away, dusting away concerns, worries about things, getting her own way. I would say a bit of a dirty tricks campaign going on here, and very aggressive, very ambitious, determined to get her own way, to push her product, to push her narrative, to push her cooking, her not cooking show, her not anything show, as far as I am concerned. So get to it, to the actual story we're dealing with. Three of Cups, friends, there we go, friendship card. And it's interesting that there is a child, a baby, in the middle of that friendship card. And so Serena, Meghan, Harry would be in the friend group as well, of course, because Serena and Harry seem to be really tight. She claimed that Harry was the one she went to when she needed advice. Amazing. That blows my mind. Quite honestly, someone as successful as Serena Williams is still. She was very successful in her sports and tennis, and she's very successful now with her venture capital business, investment business that she's got going. Just hasn't invested in Never Ever or whatever it's called. So Three of Cups, the friendship card, and then right in the middle, a baby, which is what we're dealing with today, literally dealing with today in this tarot reading. So let's look at Serena Williams and Meghan Markle and their friendship. What is going on there? We got the Emperor, that's Harry. It's coming through Harry, this relationship, and that's pretty obvious, as I say, that the connection seems to be more important to Serena because of the Harry angle. Even though Meghan Markle met Serena on her own terms, in her own right, before she allegedly met Harry, they formed some kind of friendship or connection. It goes back quite a long time, but I really think with that Emperor thing, I think the Harry energy is very dominant. I said he's not supposed to be in this reading, but he's showing up. He very seldom shows up as such a dominant figure in readings. The Emperor, the father, the dominant male energy. There's something about being associated with Prince Harry, possibly the royal connection, that Serena Williams finds attractive enough to stick around with Meghan, because people are wondering, the question is the question I see all over the place, what's in it for Serena Williams? Why does she persevere with this friendship and allow herself to be rolled out, trotted out every so often? And this is this royal connection, it's this Harry connection. Maybe she genuinely actually likes Harry. I mean, I know I sound disbelieving and flabbergasted and all of those things, but it's possible that there are people out there in the world who think he's a lovely guy and they really appreciate him and his friendship and what he has to say, his pearls of wisdom. Let's move on. At the merching angle, this Candyland game, board game, that was there very obviously displayed. The box was stood upright so you could see it very clearly, personalized for Archie and Lilibet. Otherwise, you would have had to do a little bit of work to figure out what board game was on the table there, wherever they are, that Serena Williams are playing with Lilibet. Let's just ask about that, the merching aspect. Oh, we've got Ace of Cups in reverse. That's not great. That's not a great energy. That's maybe Serena Williams isn't that keen on this appearing in the cooking show. There's mystery around whether she's going to appear in the cooking show. As far as we know, not. Her name hasn't really been mentioned as one of the friends that's going to be hosted and entertained by Meghan Markle. I don't think she was in that original trailer, as far as I can remember. Delphina was, but Serena not. Ace of Cups in reverse. There might be trouble around this. It might not be something that Serena is that keen on right now, which is interesting, because Ace of Cups upright is love, commitment, pure love. There are no problems. It's just really genuine, heartfelt emotion in that Ace of Cups. A new kind of connection, new energy that's going into something, and it's in reverse, and that means coldness, a failing of a relationship, a withdrawal of affection, loyalty, commitment to a situation. So that doesn't bode well. Interesting energy. Let's look at this theory that Meghan is road testing. It's a terrible word, but it's a terrible concept. It's a theory, so we're testing the energy around it, that she's trying out the kids individually in these stories and these reels on Instagram to see who does better of the two. So let's look at Archie. We bring him back into this reading. We got the Ten of Swords in reverse. That went terribly, didn't it? Ten of Swords, as I said earlier, all the concern about the way he responded to her when she suggested that he also water the garden, and it was a very cautious and very anxious response, not seemingly a very natural, confident response. Ten of Swords in reverse went very badly. Very badly. So badly is possibly, because the card is in reverse, an irredeemable situation now with Archie. Maybe we won't see Archie on Instagram again. How about Lilibet? We are going to look at the relationship with Lilibet next, just by the way. We got the Six of Wands in reverse. This is also not good. This is bad. This is failure. A big fail. Upright, it's confidence, it's success, it's triumph, it's awards, praise, showing off. It's in reverse. Embarrassing kind of a miss with her as well. And I'm not sure why yet. I know that whatever she puts out, whether Netflix puts it out on their YouTube channel or whether she puts it out on Instagram, it just gets downvoted. So I think she thought it was going to be brilliant and a great success, but again, a fail. Nobody wants to see a 3.5-year-old merching a board game for Serena Williams. This is my personal opinion, of course, and promoting a cooking show on Netflix. Nobody wants to see that, especially a child who is carrying the name, the most personal, the only personal thing the late Queen possessed, her very precious nickname. Nobody wants to see that. Big fail. So they're both big fails. I suspect because the Six of Wands has the potential for success in it, whereas the Ten of Swords has no potential for success in it, I suspect that Meghan really thought the Lilibet appearance was going to be the winner, and is kind of reeling, pun intended, from the fact that it's been a negative reaction rather than a positive one. So let's look at the security angle now, and people saying for a couple that are so concerned about their children that Harry is relentlessly suing the British government, trying to get his IPP status back, trying to get 24/7 security paid for by the British taxpayer and the everyone else taxpayer wherever they are all the time. People have to pay for the security for the Parkles. How does this stack up, where Meghan is now showing her children just about every day on Instagram? Let's just ask a universe about how do they square that, the Parkles, their fears. Eight of Wands, got to merch, don't you? So there's no fear in the Eight of Wands. It's all about the merching. It's all about the self-promotion. It's all about social media. Eight of Wands is a classic social media card. sending out messaging, fast and furious. As I say, at this point, it's every day. We're getting something from Netflix, we're getting something from Meghan, we're getting Times Square, we're getting whatever we're getting. We're probably going to get an Oscar appearance later today, by all accounts, as I'm doing this reading. And it's just go, 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 go. And it stacks up with this Five of Wands in reverse, sweeping all those concerns, all those naysayers aside. I've got to do this. I've got to be successful. I'm just pushing ahead. And security? What's security? So let's ask the question, how at risk are these children allegedly? We're going to ask not how Harry and Meghan feel, or what Meghan is telling Harry he should feel, or what Harry and the mushrooms in the fridge are telling him he should feel. And I'm referencing, of course, Courtney Cox and the party at her house that he wrote about in Spare. How real is this risk to the children? Ace of Wands in reverse tells me no. No. We've got two aces in reverse, interestingly. And we got that old feather duster there again. As I say, swept these concerns, doesn't matter, not worried, not bothered. Be very unfortunate if something were to happen to them, seeing as the concern really doesn't seem to be registering there. It seems to have been swept aside there. And as far as I can tell, as a tarot reader, reading energy, my opinion, the cards are saying to me, no, this is an ace in reverse is a no. I've got two aces. We're getting a no from Serena. I'm not that happy about having my product merged on your Instagram account. And we're getting a no from up there saying, no, not nobody obsessively interested in these children. Hopefully that energy is true. I most sincerely hope that there is no risk at all, no threat to these two children from outside the home. Let me qualify that statement, and that is my personal opinion. So let's get to the outcome of this reading. Let's look at the security issue first of all, and the security case. Impact of showing children on Instagram on that security case. We keep asking the question, what's going on with it? Chariot in the reverse position, that is a dead end for the security case. It's the end. I think that possibly they already know it's the end. Well, we all know it's the end. Even if he wins this appeal, that he's been allowed, he's reached the absolute end of the judicial process, and even if he wins this appeal, it gets kicked back to the actual committee that is the decision-making body, and that decision-making body, as I understand it, is the one that then will revisit their decision-making process and probably come to the same conclusion. And so Chariot is about progress. It's about the forward movement when it's upright. It's about ambition. It's about success, getting your own way, getting what you want. It's in reverse, not getting what you want, being stopped in your tracks, being on the wrong path, on the wrong track. I think that this is going to be the end of that business, the whole court case around security for the Sussex family, and can't bring my family to the UK because I haven't got security. Well, your wife's sticking videos of your children on Instagram every day, and we can just about see them clearly now. So how about that? Oh, and yeah, Gloria Steinem's apartment in New York. Yeah, we saw them, absolutely. And software can do the rest and figure everything out that needs to be figured out. Scary thought that if someone wanted to find them, figure out what they really look like, they can very easily do so with the material that Meghan herself has allowed to be made public, in my opinion. How about the merging of this board game and Serena Williams? What's going to happen with that? Justice? Ooh, that's an interesting card. It's a very interesting card. Can't remember off the top of my head. Is she a Libra? I think she could be. I know I've looked her up and I can't remember now. She might be, which is in the Justice energy. But never mind any of that. It's it got a bit of a punishment vibe, this Justice card. The kind of punishment that is not allowed. And I dare not say the word. But justice is about fairness. It's about equality. It's also about legal proceedings. I don't think Serena is that keen on this right now. As I say, a big fan of Harry's. Maybe that will override her concern about being associated with Meghan Markle and her not cooking show. But that's just almost giving me a hint of lawyer's letter. It is sharing. So on the plus side, it could be, okay, they'll share the dibs. It's going to the board game. It's going to be fantastically successful after this nudge from Meghan on Instagram. And they're going to share the proceeds between themselves. Possible. But what's really coming through for me energetically is that there might be a bit of behind the scenes. I wouldn't say we're ever going to hear about it. A little bit of behind the scenes. Withdraw that, don't do that again, go carefully with what you're doing. I'm not liking it. My lawyers are looking at what you're doing. I'm just getting a bit of a weird vibe from it. And this could be quite recent. It could be as a result of all the backlash that Meghan is getting for whatever she posts and whatever Netflix sticks on their YouTube channel as well. And they really are pushing this thing now. Netflix as well as Meghan. I don't think Serena Williams is appreciating being involved with it. Just what's coming through to me there, especially as that card is sitting under the Chariot in reverse. So that's what I have for you in that reading. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.